I'm a big fan of using IEMs for gaming. I've said this numerous times before, but I think they offer excellent bang for buck if you want a quality audio solution and don't care about gaming features. But what if you do? What I mean is, what if you like the idea of using IEMs for gaming, but a microphone is kind of important for partying up with friends? So obviously you know what I'm talking about based on the video title and thumbnail. I think the best way to describe the Antlion Kimura is a suite of products. So in essence, it's a microphone that you can purchase separately or with an IEM. There are two types of IEM that you can buy it with, the Solo, which I have here, which is a single driver dynamic IEM, and the Duo, which is, wait for it, a dual driver dynamic IEM. The microphone works with other non-Antlion IEMs too. So if you're looking for a solution to pair with something you already own or something you're looking to purchase, this will be ideal. Now, I'm going to break this review into two parts. We're going to talk about the microphone first, then I'll talk about the Solo IEM. If you just want to know about something specific, timestamps are available. Otherwise, let's get stuck into it. So before we discuss the microphone, let's look at what you get in this package. As I just mentioned, this microphone can be bought as a bundle with one of Antlion's IEMs, or you can purchase it on its own with either a 2-pin or an MMCX connector. So if you plan on using it with an existing pair of IEMs, just make sure you know which connection type you need. And just so you're aware, if you buy either the Solo or the Duo bundle, it comes with the MMCX connector. The microphone retails for $90 Australian on its own, $150 with the Solo, or $231 with the Duo. The Kimura is compatible with anything that accepts a 3.5mm microphone connection, so that includes Xbox, PlayStation, the Switch, as well as smartphones. Like I said, I have the Solo bundle here, and in the box you get the microphone, the IEMs, a shirt clip, a hard carry case, and the wire adapter to connect the microphone to something like a controller. You also get 3 different tip sizes in the silicone style and 1 set of the memory foam tips. Also, just as a side note, I want to mention the logo here. Is it just me, or is there a strange resemblance to the Weyland-Yutani logo? Coincidence? Anyway, the carry case is my only complaint with what's included. It's basically pointless. You have to bend the microphone to fit it in, and even then it's still a pretty tight fit. And yeah, while the case is technically large enough, needing to bend the mic to fit it in means that you'll need to readjust the shape and fit every time you take it out. It took me a while to find a shape that felt snug, and this is not something I want to do every time I use it. Now the ear wrap and mic arm are plenty flexible and will hold whatever shape you bend them into. Once dialed in, it feels comfortable and secure, and I hardly notice the microphone is there at all. The boom isn't long, so for me it actually rests on the side of my face, which I thought would be problematic in terms of picking up my voice. This isn't the case at all though, it picks up my voice easily. The position of the mic limits plosives too, and I assume that's why it sits to the side of your mouth. Another advantage of the position is the limited ambient noise pickup. It's not like background noises are blocked entirely, although compared to other headset mics, I feel like performance here is much better. The mic isn't heavy, but the clip is essential. It prevents it from being pulled out of your ear, and it holds it in position. It's also useful if you just want to have one earpiece in, and it reduces the noise from the cable being dragged across your clothes. One question you might have, which I had too, was why would you spend $90 on this when you can just use the microphone on your existing headphone cable? The answer is simple. This is what it sounds like using a standard headphone cable microphone, and this is what it sounds like using the Kimura. You've actually been listening to the Kimura for the entire video, but this is what it sounds like as a raw recording without any post-processing. For the rest of the video, I did some noise reduction, normalization, and compression, but I wanted to let you hear what it will sound like when you're actually using it. This is a great little microphone that properly thumps a standard headset mic. It has better dynamic range and excellent detail. It's not as good as a standard desktop mic, but it gets pretty close, and if you want a super clear microphone for party chat, this is definitely up there. Okay, so while I like this quite a lot, there are a couple of things to bear in mind. The first is that the MMCX connector is incredibly tight, at least it is with the Solo IEMs. I know that this type of connector can be tricky to disconnect, so given the choice, I'd recommend going for the 2-pin connector if you can, especially if you need to disconnect it regularly. The other thing is there's no side tone, meaning you can't hear yourself talking. Because IEMs generally have strong passive noise cancellation, this might result in you talking louder than normal. There is software and amps that can give you this feature, but if you're plugging it directly into a controller or a device like the Switch, you'll have to go without. This isn't a deal breaker for me, but it's certainly something to be aware of. You also don't have any control over the mic volume, so you'll need to manage volume through the connected device. So it's a bare bones solution, but I think what it lacks in features, it makes up for in sound quality. Alright, let's talk about the Solo IEM. The tuning here is incredibly bass forward. It's not a bad sounding IEM, especially for gaming, but it is lacking a bit of detail in the mids, and the high end at times does get drowned out. The lack of mid-range detail isn't super critical for gaming, but it does make them less enjoyable for music. When the low end is pushed, it does start to come undone, but to be fair, I only experienced this while listening to music, and only really with tracks that throw a lot of bass at you. For gaming, they work well for most types of games, and I'm guessing that the intention here with the tuning is to give the average gamer a punchy, fun experience. The bottom line is that for the additional $60, this will suit the average gamer just fine. They're pretty damn comfy too, which is especially important when you factor in the additional weight of the microphone. If you have a more discerning ear, you'll probably want to opt for the Duo or go for the mic on its own to pair with a different IEM of your choice. The Kimura mic is an excellent alternative to using a headset. Sure, you don't get the features that often come with a headset mic like noise cancellation or a mute button, but it's in a league of its own when talking about sound quality. It's comfortable too, and being plug and play means that setup and usage is incredibly straightforward. I'm less convinced about the Solo IEM. If you just need something basic, then of course, this will handle all your gaming needs adequately, and I think for the average gamer, it's probably all you need. If you want something more from your audio experience, then maybe look into the Duo, or you can always purchase the microphone separately. Overall, this is a great audio and microphone setup for IEM lovers and for people who don't want to use a regular headset.